It's one of the unmistakable songs there from the late Whitney Houston in the morning time. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. It's a beautiful, a wonderful, a glorious Wednesday morning, and I'm happy that you've chosen to wake with classic in the morning time. To you, wherever you are, we hope that you've had a restful, peaceful night, and that you got up feeling better about yourself as an individual. You got up feeling better in your body because the night was meant to rest. I'm Joseph Cadore. You call me JC, and it's another wonderful opportunity to be here with you in the morning time to set the tone for your day. I'm not sure what your plans are, what your intentions are. You probably would have your own personal desires, goals, and things you want to achieve. But the fact that you are here, we say thank God it is Wednesday morning. It is the 13th day of the month of October. And certainly it feels good. It really feels good to be here, to be alive and well and in the land of the living. And let's see how we can set the tone for another day of productivity, another day on the grind, another day when we can become better versions of ourselves. So let's kickstart things this morning, and we are going to look at the word of the day. What is the word of the day? I've got a hypothesis about something. I've got a proposition for you. So the word of the day, and it's taken from the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, and the word for today is hypothesis. Hypothesis, and a hypothesis is a noun, and by definition it is an assumption or concession made for the sake of argument, an interpretation of a practical situation or condition taken as the ground for your action. So, it's a tentative assumption made in order to draw out and test its logical or empirical consequences. So, your hypothesis is a theory that you set out to prove. And of course, you can either use logics and deductions or whatever means, but the word for today is hypothesis. So, you may have a thought, the way you feel about something, and you decide, you know what, I think that today is going to be a much better day than yesterday. You could probably decide to set out on whatever mission you can to prove that it is. But it's an assumption that you make, and for the purpose of argument, and of course, you can set out to test that theory, that thought that you have, either through logics or through empirical consequences. So the thought for today is, it is hypothesis. Now, maybe you can also hypothesize, maybe you can, that you are going to resolve to be happy. And maybe that's what you can decide, that we all should be happy as human beings. So, from the word of the day, we're now going to shift to the thought of the day. And what is the thought of the day? You know, I'm always encouraging people to think highly of themselves, become a better individual. So for the thought of the day, today I want to implore you and encourage you and remind you that happiness, your happiness, my happiness, is a choice. It's not a result. Nothing would make you happy until you choose to be happy. No person will make you happy unless you decide to be happy. Your happiness will not come to you. It can only come from you. And that's the challenge in life, and that's what we need to be today. And understand that my good boy and Master Control Slokey is not going to make me happy. No. I, Joseph Cadore, resolve within myself that, notwithstanding my situation, my circumstances, what's around me, I resolve today that I'm going to make the ultimate choice to be happy. So, again, remind you that happiness is a choice, and you need to understand that and make and live up to that choice as to what you choose to do on a Wednesday morning. So what's happening? You're up and about, and you're probably thinking, well, COVID has become a constant conversation, but I'm happy that as we look around, we recognize that the numbers there are gradually going down. Now, keep in mind that we started our COVID, we got our first confirmed case of COVID on March the 22nd, 2020. So here we are on the 12th of October, 2021. So the first case was in 2020, sorry. Here we are in 2021. So as of yesterday, October the 12th, we had 17 new confirmed cases. 17 new confirmed cases, and which brings our active total cases to 292. We've seen 45 new recoveries, and I'm happy that the death column, when I don't want to say it that way, I'm not sure that just came it wrong. But in the dead column, there's just one, and that's a sign for happy. In that context, that the numbers are reducing. Only 28 persons hospitalized, and that is a good sign. It's putting a little bit of relief on the healthcare system. Let's look at the cumulative deaths. We've had 184 deaths, and that is way too much. The breakdown: unvaccinated, the death percentage, unvaccinated 94.6%. Partially vaccinated 2.2%, and fully vaccinated 3.2%. So that's what's happening on the mainland. We probably just want to move over quickly and see what's happening on the sister isle before we get ready into the morning news. On the sister isle, yes, we're looking at what's happening over there. There's 2 new cases that was confirmed, and as of yesterday from 6:30 p.m. 2 new local cases, and the total active cases on the island of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. So the data that I'm giving you here, so this is now specifically for Carriacou and Petite Martinique. For Carriacou and Petite Martinique, there's a total of 23 active cases, 20 in Carriacou, 3 in Petite Martinique, and yesterday were 2 local cases. Number of persons in isolation, 23, and the number of deaths, 6. Yes, so that's what's happening on the sister isle of Carriacou. Keep in mind that there is a number of locations where you can go to get your tests and everything done. Today we can tell you that in Mirabor from 3 p.m. this afternoon, so you can plan it, there's going to be a pop-up vaccination drive at the Mirabor Community Center. So keep that in mind. Make sure you walk with your necessary ID and everything else that you need. Yeah, that's the sort of things that you need to know as you go through the day for today, Wednesday. I'm hoping you could really have yourself a really wonderful day. And as you go through the day, remind yourself that it's your choice to be happy. Nobody can do it for you. Reminding you that in just a bit, there's going to be the morning edition of news on Classic Radio 105.5 for our friends on television. We send you back to Master Control, where you are going to get a rebroadcast of some of the top stories from last evening. Then I'm going to return. I'll return to you about 15 minutes past the hour, and we'll chit-chat with one of our wonderful friends inside of the Lions Club, Carla Wilson, as part of the programming at 15 minutes to 7, there to 8, where we're going to join Junior Checkley and the rest of the team for this morning's Traffic Cam. 17 minutes on to the hour. The morning edition of news here on Classic comes up in just a bit. We send you back to Master Control, and again you say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and remind yourself that today you determine, that you resolve, that you will make that determination that I will be happy, you will be happy, we'll be happy together by choice. Yep, have a great one. I'll be back with you on the other side of the clock.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
The croton scale insect, a new threat to our agricultural production, is now creating major damage to several plants. Mango, soursop, plums, guava, avocado, and crotons are among the main ones affected. Excessive sooty mold, black blight, is associated with this pest. Take action now. Cut and burn infested fruits and shoots. Do not move infested materials to other areas. Treat with horticultural oils and recommended insecticides. Request assistance from the Ministry of Agriculture. Follow all safety protocols when burning trash or applying pesticides. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in My Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Thanks for joining us with the news in detail. I am Blossom Alexis Welsh. We begin this evening's newscast with information for users of the Western Main Road. Now, while it is just past the start of the nightly curfew, motorists and pedestrians who may still be on the road are being urged to exercise caution following a major rockfall in St. Mark late this afternoon. A major rockfall in St. Mark has rendered the area impassable. Information reaching GBN News indicates that the rockfall brought down boulders, dust, small trees and rocks, as well as a utility pole blocking the roadway. Up to news time, there was no word on if any headway has been made in what is expected to be a major cleanup of the area. In other news, as the number of COVID-19 cases in Grenada decreases, health officials say they are seeing a surge in the hospitalization for people with chronic diseases. An appeal is being made to individuals to take better care of themselves. This evening, Rena Pear-Thomas starts the newscast.
Head of Internal Medicine at the General Hospital, Dr. Dolan Noel, is calling on persons suffering from chronic diseases to take the necessary steps in managing their illnesses. This comes as the doctor announced a spike in the hospitalization of people inflicted with various chronic illnesses.
It's very, very important for the people out there who have chronic illnesses like diabetes, hypertension, strokes, heart disease, kidney disease, to pay attention to the health. Pay attention to the chronic disease because they are the vulnerable population and they're at risk of complication. So my appeal to the population is to pay attention to your health, take personal responsibility for your health, pay attention to your diet, be compliant with your medication.
Dr. Noel says health officials are very concerned about this new development as these diseases are manageable. The doctor indicated that such spikes are usually seen after the August and Christmas holidays. When asked what may be the factors leading to this sudden increase, he responded with this.
Now, just as we are seeing an increase in the chronic disease now, after this surge of COVID with the Delta variant, we saw the same thing last year in April because people use that opportunity to stop taking medications. Now, sometimes it may not have been entirely some individual fault because they may not have had that access to care because of the small periods of lockdown and all of that, and the closure of some of the health facilities.
The head of internal medicine is also calling on families to give their relatives the support and assistance needed in ensuring that their illnesses are properly managed.
I'm urging the families of the people with chronic disease to provide them with the support, the family support, the social support. If you see somebody is diabetic, don't sit in the rum shop with them and drink half a bottle of rum. Encourage them to take care of the chronic disease. So it is all of us part to play to ensure that we have a healthy population.
Dr. Dolan was speaking on the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
In health-related news, the immune system cannot be immediately built or rushed to prepare the body to fight against diseases. Words of caution from local pharmacognosist Dr. Guido Marcel, who notes it's one lifestyle and eating habits over time that are the contributing factors. Dr. Marcel also strongly hints to gut or digestive health as a major contributing factor to building the immune system. Gerard Joseph has that story.
The fallacy or misconception that one's immune system can be built overnight is being demystified. While not refuting the benefits of a healthy diet, pharmacognosist Dr. Guido Marcel warns that as people transition to a more natural diet, do not expect a quick fix to fight diseases such as COVID-19. According to the local scientists, added to eating fruits, vegetables and greens, Grenadians must also consider their gut health.
To the people out there, do you know that in your gut you have as many microbes as the amount of cells in your body? Your body has about 37 trillion cells, and the amount of microbe in your gut, bacteria mainly, is about 37 trillion. and they contribute to your immune system and your overall health. So therefore, you should be feeding them properly.
Dr. Marcel says these bacteria or microbiomes break down the soluble fibers in fruits and vegetables that the body cannot digest.
I'll give you one good example of gut microbiome activity. You know the pomegranate, Punica granata. When one drink pomegranate or eat pomegranate, there's a substance in pomegranate that actually goes to the lining of the lower intestine, okay, to the walls of the lower intestine. Then there's a bacteria that lives particularly there, and it produces a substance that is anti-cancer. So pomegranate substance anti-cancer.
He, however, welcomes the learning curve towards a healthier diet.
So again, that's one of the things that maybe COVID again maybe taught us, and I think we should be very mindful of, is that we should be looking at the things we consume, okay, how we eat, when we eat, what we eat, okay? Again, I think maybe we have been provided with lots of valuable foods that maybe we could grow locally.
The pharmacognosist notes that in building one's immune system and contributing to your gut health, a person can eat with the seasons or eat with color. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, weeks of increased active COVID cases in Grenada forced the suspension of several hospital services. With a drastic drop in new and active cases over the past few days, some of these services resumed on Monday, as announced by the Acting Director of Medical Services at the General Hospital, Dr. Taisha Donald. We get more in this report.
The resumption, Dr. Donald indicated, was prompted as a result of the decline in the COVID-19 positivity rate and hospitalization. Outpatient clinics will be among the first to resume operations. However, as Dr. Donald explains, persons accessing those services must be guided by the regulations of hand sanitizing, wearing of masks, and keeping within stipulated distance.
From the 11th of October, which was yesterday, we commenced the nephrology clinic, which is the clinic for persons with kidney disease, the oncology clinic, the clinic for persons with cancers, and the physiotherapy department will be starting from next week. From the 18th of October, we start all the other outpatient clinics, which are in the outpatient area of the General Hospital. Internal medicine, obstetrics and gynecology, surgical department clinics, including general surgery, orthopedics, neurosurgery, ear, nose, and throat, and maxillofacial surgery.
Dr. Donald further added that persons with COVID-like symptoms, fever and coughing, are required to call the medical records and reschedule appointments, since they would not be allowed to attend clinics except in cases of an emergency. Timely attendance at appointments, she says, is of importance. She highlighted clinics that will be accessible.
From the 1st of November, we will continue to roll out to the Princess Alice Hospital, where we conduct outpatient clinics also. So all the clinics that are generally held at the Princess Alice Hospital will be rolled out from the 1st of November. Princess Royal Hospital, we're also working toward rolling out the clinic from the 1st of November.
The medical doctor explained the guidelines for persons awaiting surgery.
So our elective cases were on hold. However, we continue to do urgent and emergency cases. So now, with the start of our outpatient clinics, we are about to begin to schedule our elective cases. Of course, for elective surgeries, there's a protocol which has to be followed. All persons coming into General Hospital for surgery will have to have a PCR test done 48 to 72 hours prior to the surgery. And on the morning of the surgery, you'd be expected to do an antigen test.
No visitation policy will continue, according to Dr. Donald. However, with exceptions for the maternity ward, pediatrics, and ICU. However, persons will have to do an antigen test on arrival before entry is granted. As of Monday night, there were 321 active cases on the island, of which 27 are new. From that number, 33 cases are hospitalized, 28 at the General Hospital and 5 at the Princess Alice Hospital. There have been no admissions at the Princess Royal Hospital on the Sister Isle. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Moved from the green list to the red, now back to the green. Grenada has been re-added to the UK's extended list regarding inbound vaccinated arrivals, a move that is welcomed by Grenada's Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister, Clarice Smith-Cohen. Rena Perry-Thomas tells us more.
According to a release issued by the UK, effective Monday, October 11th, travelers must have received 2 doses of one of the available COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, at least 14 days before arrival to qualify for the exemption. This means that fully vaccinated travelers coming from Grenada, immunized with the UK-approved vaccines, will no longer need to self-isolate in England or take take a PCR test before travel. Welcoming the announcement, Minister for Tourism and Civil Aviation Clarice Modeste-Cowan hopes this will encourage more Grenadians to get vaccinated.
We're at the point where we're looking at tours, we're looking at attraction sites so that they can be certified in terms of pure Grenada safe travels, because we want those who come to our shores to be safe. We want those who provide services for them to be safe, and these are what we're working on. Some of the partners involved, the workers are 100% vaccinated and ready. Some are significantly over 50. Some are lagging behind, but it is our duty to ensure that no tour operator, no vendor, no taxi driver is left behind. So we are willing to work with them to see how we can all come up to the required standards and the observance of the protocols required to get our tourism industry back on track.
Minister Modeste-Cowan believes that soon persons will not be able to travel to any country unless they're fully vaccinated. In giving an update on Grenada's tourist intake, the minister was happy to announce an increase in airlift from the United States and the resumption of service from Canada. Already operating twice a week, American Airlines from November 2nd will fly in on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and daily service begins December 1st. From October 31st, Air Canada Mainland will resume direct service Wednesdays and Sundays from Toronto. Sunwing will offer the same service from November 7th once a week. The minister says her ministry is already preparing for the visitors.
So it means that in order for Grenadians or anyone living in Grenada to travel to UK, there are certain requirements. It means that we have requirements for persons coming in. And more we're hearing countries saying that you need to be fully vaccinated. And if you're fully vaccinated, there are certain benefits. So, for example, for UK, you do not have to have a PCR before going in. And you do not have to do any quarantine. Certainly not the 14-day quarantine, but you do have to pay for a 24-hour test. So they have lightened up quite a bit, and some other countries are doing likewise.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is making a special appeal to Canadian travelers to visit Grenada.
So getting the economy back, investment back in the country. And so far, we have seen some extremely good signs. And of course, the support of the regional and international community. The international community, we have seen the support from our bigger friends internationally.
The PM was speaking to CTV News in Canada. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
And finally, in the first segment of news, a consortium of leading banks in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union announced that it has entered into a definitive agreement to acquire the branches and banking operations of CIBC First Caribbean in Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The agreement, executed on October 12, 2021, is subject to regulatory approval and customary closing conditions. Commenting on the transaction, consortium lead and managing director of the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Limited, Derry Williams, asserted, and I quote, "This acquisition by the consortium represents a significant development in the evolution of the banking system of the ECCU. Once approved by the regulators, we are very confident that it will lay the basis for further enhanced value operation in these economies and greater prosperity for our society." Unquote. CIBC First Caribbean's Chief Executive Officer, Colette Delaney, said that these transactions enable First Caribbean to optimize and simplify its business, further enhance efficiency, and focus on core markets to accelerate growth. The four members of the consortium are the National Bank of Dominica Limited, Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Limited, and the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Limited, agent of the consortium. The global shipping crisis has impacted freight prices and disrupted the global supply chain. A panel of experts assesses the ongoing and future impacts of this crisis on the economy of small island developing states like Grenada. We get the details in this report.
Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, as well as shipping logistics experts and economists worldwide, are thinking of ways in which Grenada and other Caribbean countries can mitigate against the fallout from the current global shipping crisis that is inducing increasing inflation and affecting the consumer price index in import-heavy countries. One of the panelists, economist Dr. Don Charles, called for Caribbean governments and private sector organizations to look into the implementation of regional value chains as a way to mitigate against the increasing cost of basic consumer goods in this period.
One of the measures that I recommend is supply, increasing productive capacity. And I strongly want to recommend again the import substitution. So apart from the food, apart from the production of primary products and agro-processing, we could try to see how best we can look at, let's say, regional value chains, how we can collaborate within the Caribbean and collectively produce different goods and services. So we might have one country might be strong in producing one product, another country might have a deficiency in that product. Why do we not, as Caribbean neighbors, I mean, we form this whole CARICOM and CSME and so forth, put this thing to use. Why don't we collaborate and produce different goods and export and trade with each other?
Lloyd Naleen, a Grenadian air cargo specialist based in Doha, Qatar, says the region at this time needs to boost agricultural production several notches up to cushion the effects of this global shipping crisis, which he predicts will not end until the first quarter of 2023.
So from the global environment, globalization is part of the real world in which we live in. But what would be really important is that Caribbean governments, and in particular my own country of Grenada, we need to be very creative. You know, we need to be agile. We need to be adaptive. And most of all, we also need to be inclusive in how we tackle the measures going forward. So the initiative proposed by the Chamber of Industry and Commerce is a very good one. Again, it's a very short-term measure because, we have to pay for stuff. And we are a net importer of goods and services. So fundamentally, we need money to pay for those goods that's coming in.
Emmanuel Duncan, Executive Director of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, says that many businesses in Grenada understand the challenges that consumers are currently facing and are doing what they can to soften the blow that comes with stickier shock at local retailers, while also trying to break even and stay in business. Duncan says the chamber has been working with government to find ways of subsidizing the cost of some goods, such as masks, sanitizers, and temperature readers.
Many businesses are actually taking a bit of a hit on margin, understanding the plight of the consumer. What you would notice generally, if you move around, is that, and you discuss with many business owners, it's simply, obviously there's a cost we pass along, but they're attempting to take a bit of a hit on margin to tighten the belt as much as possible so that the impact doesn't flow through to the total impact doesn't flow through the consumers. And we have to commend businesses who are doing that.
The experts appeared on the weekly Diaspora Current Affairs program with Grenadian journalist Kellon Bob. Chrislina John, GBN News.
In other news, as the recent COVID-19 spike has subsided, 2 government programs have resumed this week. The debushing and farm labor support programs, which were halted since early September, are underway in various villages and communities. Vaccination advocacy will be the highlight as the government initiatives resume.
And I know that sometimes information do get muddled in the public, but we want to reiterate that there is no mandatory request for persons to vaccinate to participate in this program.
Minister for Infrastructure Development, Senator Nolan Cox, has confirmed that vaccination is not being mandated for people employed under the debushing and farm labor support programs. However, Senator Cox maintained that government will continue to advocate for people under the programs to become vaccinated. The minister says the parliamentary representatives have committed to engage workers via these programs to encourage vaccinations.
On the job, so within the next fortnight or so, in passing by, you may see parliamentary reps engaging with the workers. They too will be engaging them, talking to them. For some of the persons who might be still on the fence in terms of vaccination and being COVID smart in this particular time. So they have given a strong commitment to go out there, and so you're going to see the representatives over the past 2 weeks, next 2 weeks. and going forward, meeting with various teams, speaking to them about vaccine and trying to encourage them to get vaccinated. That's for those who have not been vaccinated as yet.
Noting the challenge of deciding whether to become vaccinated, the senator points to this as the reason they are taking an extra step to educate people.
As regards to support for the rep, we have, of course, been working closely with the Ministry of Health, and we expect that we're going to get the support from the Community Health Department whenever the parliamentary reps go out to engage the workers during the conduct of their duty.
He says there will be strict adherence to the protocols under the regulations, which include mask wearing, physical distancing and sanitization as the programs recommence. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Let's get tough on breed larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all people, 100 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop radio larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report radio larceny, call 300.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
World Food Day 2021. The virtual event showcases our food heroes, modern technologies in agriculture, and ingenuity of agro-processors. Celebrate with us our achievement, creativity, and explore the many opportunities in the sector. Be entertained by the best of our cultural extravagance. Join us October the 15th via Zoom, GIS, and Real FM. Visit the Ministry of Agriculture's Facebook page for more information.
Stay hydrated after an emergency or disaster. Store bottled or clean drinking water in tightly covered containers. Store at least 1 week's supply, 1 gallon or more a day per person. Do not drink tap water until you are told it is safe to do so. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from the Pan American Health Organization.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
choice. Get going.
Dear customers, as we do our part to limit the impact of COVID-19 in Grenada, Grenlec remains committed to providing a service you can depend on. And in these challenging times, we appreciate your effort to keep your account current. Our 24-hour mobile and online services are great for convenience and maintaining social distance. Call 237 for 24-hour bill balances or to report faults and emergencies. Pay your bills online with internet banking, available with Republic, First Caribbean, and Grenada Cooperative Bank. For other queries, email customer support at grenlec.com. Together, we can keep each other safe. Together, we will smile again.
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that
it wholeheartedly. Good morning again and welcome back to our viewers that have just joined us on television. If you joined us on television, those of you that's on Facebook, YouTube, via our website at www.gbn.gd, and certainly more good morning again to you, to all of our listeners on Classic 105.5, 105.9 on the FM band. 20 minutes going past the hour. I did promise you to have one of my wonderful friends is joining me this morning. And you know, whenever you see, there's some people, whenever you see them, you hear them, you go, okay, and you start to smile. Well, the truth is, my dear friend Carla from the Lions Club is one such person, because I can't remember the last day that I haven't seen Carla smiling. And maybe it's probably because Carla, like me, makes that effort. She determines, she resolves within herself that she is going to be happy. And I'm going to ask her, I'm going to go throw her in the hot seat. Good morning, Carla. How are you?
Good morning, JC. Good morning to your listeners and viewers. I am very well, thank you. And how are you today?
I am wonderful as always, Carla. I'm wonderful as always.
Great.
How's everything? You're always smiling. What's the secret? What keeps you smiling?
Maybe I'm just generally happy inside and out. The peace within, and it comes out.
Well, Carla, we can end that program right here and now, because that is the truth, is the secret to life. Happiness is on the inside. And you know, a lot of times we go through life, we meet people, and we're not in the right mental space. That's the way I put it. Because I don't know, I don't get to decide what rocks their boat, but they're not in the right mental space, and we get angry, we get annoyed on why she's so this and that. Listen, bro, sister, if you want to get all annoyed and grumpy, today, Carla and I, we resolve that happiness is who we are, is what we do. And another reason why you're happy, Carla, is because besides your professional vocation, you also take a lot of time to do a lot of voluntary work, because you are, tell us who you are. I see you're in your full regalia this morning.
Yes, I am. So I am the marketing and communications chairperson for the Lions Club of St. George's. I'm also a member of the board and the chairperson of one of the committees. So I do a lot with the club. I've been involved with the club for donkey's years now, since I've been a Leo in my younger days.
Now, for those who know better, you probably think Carla is as old as the road, eh? Donkey years. I haven't heard that expression in quite a while. Donkey years now. Okay, we leave it. Donkey years now. 20. Folks, remember this, remember it. The time and the place. It was at 20 minutes past the hour of 7 on the 13th of October, when Carla said to us that she's been doing this thing donkey years now. And I guess just the fact, Carla, that you're a humanitarian as it is, and it has to appeal to that philanthropic side of you. It only makes sense that you, in order to embrace people, that you have to have that personality that goes with it?
Definitely, because we encounter all different kinds of persons, and it's really a joy to cheer them up, put a smile on their faces and stuff like that. So it all helps when you go around there and you see persons and you're able to embrace them and assist them in whatever small way. It really makes you feel good as a human, because as Lions we do this voluntary. There's no monetary remuneration involved. It's just the satisfaction of the service and making others smile, giving them something that's to hope for.
We're going to talk about potentially becoming a part of your organization, but let's talk about the reason why you're here today. That special occasion that brings a smile on your face. Now we just under a couple of hours we'll be celebrating. Talk to us.
Okay. So, as a matter of fact, for the month of October, we are recognizing it as Vision Awareness Month. So we'll be having activities and flyers on our Facebook page promoting vision and vision awareness for the month. And tomorrow, October 14th, is recognized globally as World Sight Day. Now, sight and vision has always been a big ticket item for us as Lions, which dates all the way back to 1925, when Helen Keller addressed the International Convention of Lions in the United States, where she challenged Lions to become Knights of the Blind in a crusade against darkness. So from that day onwards, vision has always been one of our major projects. Now, I'm sure over the years you would have seen us with our, what we call our Journey for Sight March through the streets of St. George's, soliciting donations for the blind and visually impaired. We've been doing a lot of work with the White Cane Industries, the Grenada National Council of the Disabled, and also individuals who have approached us directly. Now, one of our signature projects over the years has been where we go into the schools, various schools, primary as well as secondary schools, and we do basic eye checks for the students there. And we have partnered with Clear Vision Eye Care Center, and I just wish to recognize them at this time, because they have been assisting us with the provision of glasses for the students who are so in need. And over the years, we've done quite a few schools. Let me just name a few: Happy Hill RC, St. George's Anglican Senior, St. John's Christian Secondary. We're now in the process of doing St. David's RC, among others. Because apart from even going to the schools, students whose parents would have taken them to get checked out, fortunately, some of them have gone to Clear Vision, and they would have approached us and said, this is a cost for the glasses, and can you assist us? So we're very happy to do so. We have given a lot over the years, because on average, glasses, well, we all know glasses are expensive. And on average, one of these has been costing us like $13.50 per student. So it is a lot. So we want to thank Clear Vision, the general public, and business communities who we would have approached and assisted us throughout this venture. So I just want to encourage persons tomorrow on World Sight Day. Maybe you might want to use that as the opportunity to go and get your eyes checked. You may have been putting it off for some time, and then with the spike in the pandemic, we said, okay, maybe when it's over, when things die down a bit, we're going to do it. But we just want to recognize the importance of sight, the importance of vision, as we say, preventable blindness. So whatever we can do to help ourselves or to prevent certain situations, please let us go out there and do it. For those of you who can do it tomorrow, fine. But remember, we're celebrating this or recognizing the entire month of October's Vision Awareness. So please bear that in mind. Go there and do it. Our Facebook page is SG Lions Grenada, and we'll have a lot of information posted there. We are also doing a soup kitchen this coming Saturday, because apart from the talk and the flyers, we want to do something physical in the community as well.
Right.
And we have one or two persons who are visually impaired, and we will be providing soup to them on Saturday. We are going to their homes to deliver as part of that soup kitchen project. So some of us as members will go dish it out and go and distribute in various communities. And at this time, I'd also like to recognize one of our past Leos, your good partner, JC, Anthony Johnson, aka Creative Chef, was partnered with us on this project. So,
and he always boasts of that, you know.
Thank you, recognize him. I'm sorry?
I said he always boasts of that, his involvement with you.
Exactly. So he's a past Leo and now a prospective Lion. So he's coming over to the big boys. Yes. So just like to recognize him and to thank him for his assistance in that project, because of the pandemic, we've not been able to go out there, because you have recognized we've not been on the streets at all for the year doing our usual journey for sight. However, with the little funds that we have decided that we must do something to reach the community. We cannot just use the pandemic as an excuse. So in whatever small way, it might not be much, but at least we are assisting some families.
Let me ask you, Carla, so what, I know that the persons that they're listening, they're probably thinking, I want to be part of this drive, this campaign. I don't necessarily want to be alliance. I don't want to get involved with Carla and she little in a circle and them, you know what? Let me leave them alone. But they think the initiative, it's a good one, and they want to be able to contribute. Can persons do that? And if so, how?
Of course it is. You can send us a direct message on our Facebook page, or you can email us at sglionsgrenada@gmail.com. And also, I know lots of persons know us and know where to find us. So you can also reach us directly. For those members that you know, you can reach us directly. We would really appreciate that, because we must say thanks to the general public, without whose support over the years, we would not have been able to be doing what we are doing, because we have been in Grenada since 1965. That's a lot of years as a non-profit service organization. So just want to say thank you to all the past Lions and Leos and the general public who have graciously supported us. We have persons who actually look forward to us when we make the announcement that we're coming out on the street. They're there and they're waiting, and whatever little they have, they're waiting to give us. We have persons who are very anxious to support us for the food drive project as well, that we have coming up every November and December. Now, unfortunately for this year, because of the pandemic, we will not be able to do the usual solicitations in front of the supermarkets. However, we are still doing our food hampers. So again, we want to encourage persons who are able to do so. We're organizing a little barrel from the States from now and so on. Maybe you might want to remember the club and ask the family, and people throw in a few extra things. And you can reach any one of our members and let us know how we can arrange to collect from you and so on. So we'd really appreciate things like that, especially in this time that we may not be able to reach as many persons. We still want to have a reach out there. Even itself is 30, 40, and not the 80 to 100 that we've been doing over the years. At least it will be welcome.
And let me just say, for those of you that's out there, you may not necessarily be able to remember Carla Wilson, but I'm sure you remember somebody on the GBN. Call GBN. Hey, JC, what's the lady you had? Listen, call JC, and I'll hook you up with Carla and a number. Hey, you want to get Carla? You want to get? Good morning to Creative Chef. My good boy. You find it. You're a big boy now. But let me ask you, Carla. I know certain people they underestimate the significance and importance of vision. Put it in context for me, Carla. Being able to see as it is, it does a lot for the individual, the way they feel about themselves, how they perceive that society sees them. And especially looking at you, and I'm looking at your glasses, and I'm recognizing that glasses has now become a fashion statement as well.
Yes, it has clear vision. I think we all know the importance of sight. I cannot imagine what my life would be without my sight. And whatever I can do, that's why I'm wearing my glasses. I realize now that I have to wear it more than ever, because, especially when you're on a computer for long hours and you feel, my eyes are just tired. No, you need to get that checked out if the problem persists. Because it's important. It does. To me, it's your whole well-being. Being able to have your vision, to have your sight, to be able to go out there and do everything for yourself without having to depend on persons, and stuff like that. For me, I can't imagine life without it, and I would never want to have that experience. So I'm thinking everybody out there would be the same, thinking the same way.
And I'm assuming too that it should put you in a position where you get to appreciate the life of persons that are visually challenged. And I know that there have been advocates, and that's why we're not talking about that directly, but certainly it'd be remiss of me not to make the connection that, yes, while it is good, you want to improve on your own site. There is a section of the community that have been trying hard, but this time I know he probably would not mind if I say good morning to Mr. Rollo, because I know he's one of the persons that have been strongly advocated for that a change, Carla, and a shift in culture as to how we treat and deal with persons that are visually challenged.
Yes, I do agree with that, JC, and that's one of the things that I want to say too, especially tomorrow, as we recognize World Sight Day. If you know of persons that are visually impaired or you come across them in your day tomorrow, throughout the month, as a matter of fact, just try and be a little more kind to them, try and recognize them, assist them in whatever way possible, thinking about the fact that they are lacking something so basic that, most of us have and appreciate. Just try to help them out in some small way that you can. It would be appreciated. And
it's interesting while for you and I, because of course we still have full vision, that we see it as a lack. But for those individuals, they would say to you, it's not nothing that they're lacking. I mean, I've had the experience, and I said, I'm almost sitting there, he doesn't mind. When I met Mr. Rollo for the first time, Carl, I was shocked. I was really shocked. It was for the first time, really. I got a chance because in my life, I don't have anybody in my immediate family that has those challenges. So I remember going to visiting him, and I was shocked. And it was a learning experience for me as to how do you deal with somebody that is visually impaired. And I was shocked that the man was moving through his home. I'm like, seriously? If I close my eyes, I'm walking into walls every second. But it's a beautiful world. I mean, and I start trying to envision the world that they're in and how they exist. For them, they're not lacking anything. And I guess that is part of where the cultural shift and how we see them, that education element of it has to come into play.
Yes, and I guess for them too, as they say, when you lose one sense, the others develop. All right, I guess in an effort to compensate. So to them, they're doing everything as normal because they've had to get used to it. And and for us, we just cannot imagine. But God forbid, if it were to happen to you, then you would realize, so this is how you get through with it. And now I could understand how they have been doing it. So that's just how it is, especially if you've been blind from birth, then you would not know anything else.
Yeah, but they say you sometimes never understand the glory of the virtue of what you have until it's taken away from you. And it only highlights the fact that we should take the proactive approach in getting our eyes checked out. Don't just assume it's because I've been exposed to the computer for too long. Maybe there is an underlying condition that one needs to check out to find out.
Yes. So it is very important. It's very important to do that. As we say, preventable blindness, whatever you can do to assist that, to prevent that from happening, you should really do so. Use this as the opportunity to go out there and do it. And as we like to say, because we're a service organization, our motto is we serve, do something to help someone out there in need.
I know you're a service organization, but let me just show this last one at you, because you did highlight the fact that you've done a lot of these exercises at schools and so on. Have you noticed any specific trends as it relates to with your involvement with young people and their vision? I know we live in an era where these kids, they're glued to these digital devices and they spend the day with it locked into their face. Have you noticed any special trend in visiting the schools?
Well, actually, we have not really noticed an alarming number since we've been doing this over the past 2 years. I don't know, when we continue, we're going to be doing 10 later on this year and as we get into next year and stuff like that, I don't know if that would change. But the numbers have not been very alarming because the few of them who were really in need of the glasses, in most cases, we've been able to so provide. So it has not been alarming. As I say, trends could change. So we'll continue to monitor as we continue with this project because it is one of our signature projects.
Right.
So it's not something that we plan to stop. Even if we could just do 1 or 2 or 3, we intend to continue with this project on a long-term basis.
At 25 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock, and certainly, Carla, we applaud the efforts that yourself and the other Lions are actually make it. Let's talk for the next few minutes before we wrap about being part of the organization. How can I get involved?
Right, certainly. As a matter of fact, right now, we are going to be starting what we call our orientation sessions, because what happens is that persons in the community normally approach us. Sometimes we approach persons, right? And we would bring them together to meetings, what we call orientation sessions, to teach them about the movement from Lions International to the district to the local organization, because as an international organization, we have certain rules and regulations and certain procedures that you must follow, especially in getting members into the movement. Okay, we have procedures to follow. So we bring persons into an orientation sessions. And we also asked them, we said, we're a nonprofit service organization. Show us what you can do. What are you willing to contribute to bring to the table? So we normally ask them to do 2 activities. So the prospective members, as we call them, would get together among themselves and organize 2 activities. One must be a service activity and one a fundraiser. It could be anything small. You could set a few lunches or something like that, or you can go out there and do something with the environment, because we do so much. It's not only in terms of health and sight and stuff like that. We do environmental cleanups and things like that as well. So that we ask them to do at least these 2 projects. Well, right now, during the COVID times as we are in, the projects might be a little difficult, but within these next 2 months, between this month and next month, we will be starting orientation sessions with some persons that we already have on board. So again, if persons are interested in becoming members, we invite you to get in touch with any one of us, and we will take you through that process where we do the sessions. You do your activities, your service activities, your fundraising activity. You get involved in meetings and stuff like that, because we meet at least twice a month for regular meetings, and then we have our board and committee meetings and so on. So we would welcome new members, because as things go on and you want to get more and more all day, you want to have a further reach in the community, help is always needed. So yes, we would really welcome a member. So please contact any one of us and we will take you through the process.
So this is not a club where you figure out, come in line so that when I get a chance to travel, meet people. No. This is about service to community and country. It's more about service.
Well, you get a chance to travel and meet people as well, because we have a lot of meetings and conventions all over the world, international conventions and all of that, and the district conventions where you travel throughout the region. So you do get to do that. But at the same token, it's not just about lineman and service and putting on the pretty vests that I'm wearing, it on the badges and so on. It's not only about that. It's about serving the community. As we say, we want persons to come on out there and get their hands dirty. You have to be willing to leave home on Saturday morning, like we're going to do, to go in the den, to organize the food, to go in the communities, to distribute. Normally when we do a Christmas food drive, we spend the entire day on a Sunday going around to distribute. So you need to be able to spend that kind of time, because we don't want the same 5 persons doing it, and then you're boasting of a club of 40 persons. You have to be prepared to get your hands dirty.
Can I be a Lions and just stay behind the microphone?
No, JC. You'll go behind the microphone when time to promote our activity.
Anyway, folks, Carla Wilson, I just remind you again that today, October the 14th, it is World Sight Day, which is tomorrow, World Sight Day tomorrow, which is an annual day of awareness held on the second Thursday of October every year to focus global attention on vision impairment, including blindness. So there's vision impairment and then there's blindness. This year's World Sight Day will take place just tomorrow under the theme, Carla, Love Your Eyes. And I know you're loving your eyes because I'm loving your glasses.
Thank you. Yes, I am.
Just look what it says. Globally, at least 1 billion people have near or distant vision impairment that could be prevented or has yet to be addressed. And that's where the Lions come in, because you said most of these challenges, they can be prevented through, of course, early intervention. And that's what tomorrow is all about.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for having me, Jay.
Thanks a lot for accepting, for at least waking up on time and being here. All the best, Carla Wilson of the Lions Club. And reminding you that tomorrow is World Sight Day.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we link up with JC, not this JC, the other JC. I'm the original JC, Junior Checkley, as we get ready for the traffic cam.
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that you may have contracted COVID-19 and are displaying symptoms, please immediately self-isolate at home. This means that you must also avoid all contact with other members of your household. Do not visit hospitals or health centers, as this creates the potential for further spread of the virus, and it puts additional persons at risk when you come into contact with them. Your best course of action is to call the COVID-19 hotline at 458-4787 or 538-4787, or contact your nearest health center or medical station. Once your information has been received, health officials will come to you. Help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This has been a message from the Ministry of Health.
And if you can't remember, what do you say? Just keep smiling. Resolve within yourself that you should be happy. 17 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock in the morning time. By the way, programming at the top of the hour, we're going to link up with the BBC for a bulletin of news at 9 o'clock. It's going to be to the point, and we'll be speaking with our district nurse from the St. Andrew area, Dr. Reno. Well, Junior Checkley and the team, he is up and about, and let's see if we can chime in to see what's happening on today's traffic cam.
Traffic on the road this morning. But it's a beautiful day. Take a back road. This is also where traffic will take you when you're on the island of Grenada. We have a good road network that you can take one back road. This back road, you can take this road and you can end up all the way in Windsor Forest. All the way in Windsor Forest you can end up by taking this back road. People working, the debushing gang, also part of keeping our road clean. And one advice to the traffic when you're driving and you meet the bushing gang, toot your horn so they can be notified that you are there, so they can stop the weed eater to avoid stone or other missiles damaging you or your vehicle. I think Labu they call here, I think. We are in the back of Pomrose. So we came through St. Andrews and we bust out in St. David, taking a back road. So as a driver, you gotta know the back roads just in case. Just in case the main road is damaged or blocked, you can make a detour through the back road. So this is your Wednesday morning traffic cam. We are exploring back roads. Turn right here, you can end up all the way in Apretut. Now we are in Pomrose. Another back road and we end up in Latant. We're just outside the Pomrose RC Church, the Pomrose RC School. It's good as a driver that you know the road network, you know the main road and you also know the back roads. In cases of emergency and the main road is blocked, you can get to use the back road. Good morning to all the listeners of GBN Radio, GBN TV. Welcome to our Wednesday morning traffic cam. We are in Latant Junction at the moment. We are in Latant Junction, one of the popular junctions in St. David's. And we are seeing the road in St. David's is dead this morning. Not much traffic. It's only just school media alone on the road this morning. You see the road is dead. So we're just saying to all you drivers, you gotta know the main roads and also know the back roads. So just in case of an emergency, the main road is blocked or damaged, you can use the back roads. And we in Grenada have a very good road network that, for instance, you can drive from Windsor Forest all the way up to Budge Grove using back roads. So we see there's not much traffic on the road this morning. And we just want to encourage our drivers to drive with caution. As you drive, remember you are responsible for your life, for the life of your passengers, for the life of pedestrians and even other drivers. So we ought to drive responsibly. So good morning to my friends in TV land. We are in Malmont, St. David's. And if you're looking for a very nice beach, you can go check out the Malmont Beach, a nice secluded beach. You can take a left turn here and it will take you down to the Malmont Beach. Come explore Grenada, our beautiful island of Grenada, as we head on out of Malmont. And we'll be approaching Rucane Junction shortly. So in comparison to St. George's, the outer parishes, the traffic is not comparable. And we see the I see as a driver, when you're approaching the bushing gang, toot your horn, because they have no concern or care or if a vehicle is coming that they will stop. So you gotta blow your horn to notify them you're approaching so they can stop. So it will not cause any damage to you or to your vehicle. And we are just passing Rucane Junction. And we just want to let you know that also at Just School, we do wedding, we do graduations, we do live streaming and video recording of funeral services all over Grenada. So Just School is a household name for streaming of funeral services all over Grenada. YouTube, Zoom, Facebook. We also provide amplified songs by the graveside, no power needed. So you can contact Just School Media, 473-409-1981. And we are approaching Bellevue in St. David. And if you know, island of Grenada, there are another Bellevue in St. George's. That's just before Spice Basket. There's another Bellevue in St. George's. So this is one of the few places where there is two. Just as there is River Sally in St. Patrick's, we have a River Sally in St. Mark. We have Boucher-Joux in St. George's, we have Boucher-Joux in Carriacou. We have Cafe in St. Andrews, we also have a cafe in St. George's. And there are many others on this our lovely island of Grenada. Unique people with a unique heritage. And you see, not much traffic on the road this morning. We are in the Virgin Parish of St. David's, the parish that is known for its many secluded and lovely beaches. Also known for agriculture. Also, we can still find the use of the jump pan oven in St. David. And now we are heading down to Tabor in St. David. Some people say Taba Hill, some people say Taba, and some people say Taba Aid. You see that one is aware. This one is aware of a vehicle coming and he stops. Next one, he's aware that a vehicle is coming and he stops. That's good. They are aware that a vehicle is approaching. Some of them are, and some of them pay no attention. But these last two is aware. So it's Wednesday, 13th day of October. So to all my viewers in TV land, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.
And certainly this is where my journeys end with you for this segment. Indeed, it was a pleasure being here with you. Peace and love with you. JC loves you, reminding you that tomorrow it is World Sight Day. And it's a good time. Take somebody that you love, somebody you care, somebody that in the neighborhood, call the Lions Club. Find out what is it they're up to. Get your eyes checked, as a matter of fact. As you get older, don't just assume that maybe your eyes are just burning you because you didn't sleep much. Maybe it's an opportunity to take a proactive step in dealing with what could be an unforgiving long-term issue I concern. So until then, Grenada, peace and love. JC loves you. For those of you that is on radio, you get a bulletin of news that comes up at the top of the hour. Peace and love. JC loves you. I am out of here.